Hey kids, Mr. Fly here, hope you're well. Now you know occasionally you get those little annoyances with motorcycles. Well, I've had one of those. Check this out. Completely flat tyre, what a pain in the backside. Stick around, stay tuned. I'll tell you how it happened and what I'm going to do about it. So the story of the tyre then. So the other day I was coming back from Surrey, in fact I think it was, on the M25, so a fast motorway, and all of a sudden this happened.
So just suddenly started to get this alert on the dash, look, flashing red, and showing that I've got a problem with the tyre pressure on the rear tyre. Looking at the details up here on the tyre pressure sensor, I can see I've got 29.3 psi in the rear. It should be 42 psi, and it's dropping at a fairly slow rate, but I think what I'm going to do is pull in at the services up here on the motorway. I'm not going too mad here. Pump her up to about 45, that'll be enough to get me home, and then consider my options. How annoying. Might be time for some new tyres.
Well, I've never seen the GS throw up an issue like that before. It was quite spectacular actually, that little flashing light. There was no way you're going to miss that, and it was good. I mean, I sometimes am guilty of complaining about bikes like the GS becoming a little bit too complex for their own good, what with all the electronics. But in this particular case, that tyre pressure monitoring system absolutely saved my bacon. I mean, I was doing 70 miles an hour on the motorway, and up that popped, and it came up when I had something like, I don't know, 28 pounds per square inch pressure in the tyre, whereas it should be sort of 45-ish. But the bike felt absolutely fine, and everything was running absolutely dandy as far as I was concerned. So if that hadn't come up, I wouldn't have known I had a problem until the tyre actually had gone completely flat, and then it could have been far worse. So yeah, really impressed with the way that the tyre pressure monitoring system works on the Beamer for that. So what I did basically was I managed to nurse the bike back home, watching the tyre pressure all the time as I did so. And then when I got back, I had a look at the tyre, and I found this. I'll just show you a picture of what I found in the back tyre. As you can see, a pretty nasty screw right through the tyre. As it happens, it's not particularly close to the sidewall, so it's you know, a puncture that I could potentially plug up, but I decided not to, because if you plug the puncture, you risk that plug not working, whereas it was obviously a slow puncture with the screw in. So what I thought I'd do is I'd take the opportunity to actually replace the tyres with something new. I'll leave the screw in, I'll pump the tyre up, go and see my mate Nigel at Motor Tune and get some new tyres fitted on the bike. Yeah, the only annoying thing really is that, as you can see from that tyre, the tyres are in good nick. Those are my Avon Spirit STs that I had fitted about 6 months or so ago. I was really looking forward to seeing how long they lasted. I've done about 3,500 miles on them so far, and you know, there's absolutely no signs of them squaring off yet, and there's loads of wear in the tread left, so a bit gutted actually that was the case, but there we go. So what are my options then? So there are of course loads of brilliant sport touring tyres available on the market today. What I thought I'd go for this time though was some tyres I've never used before, but these particular tyres have been winners of MCN's Sport Touring Tyre of the Year award for the last 2 years running, and they are the Pirelli Metzeler Roadtec 01s. So that's what I've got. I've ordered a pair of those, and they've gone straight to Cheshire, up to Nigel, as I say, at Motor Tune, my tyre fitter. So I'm going to just going to pump this back tyre up now. Luckily for me, I bought a compressor relatively recently. It's just down there, which I mainly bought because I wanted to use it for putting ACF 50 on the bikes, but actually it's really handy for pumping up the tyres quickly. So I'll quickly pump the tyre up, then I'm going to pop down to Nigel, check out these tyres, get them fitted, and then we'll see how they go over the next few weeks and months. Makes short work of pumping these up compared to my old Alfred Special pump. Look at that, amazing. Right, that should get me safely to Nigel's.
So it's a particularly cold day for this sort of caper. As you can see, there's snow still laying on the side of the road and on the fields. It's about 4 degrees at the moment. It's incredible this year, because it's the back end of March that I'm recording this, and we've got this snow again. It's just it's been a cold old winter here in Blighty. Anyway, I'm on my way to Nigel's up at Motor Tune in Chesham to get these tyres replaced. I'm taking it very easy because I'm aware that I've got that screw in the rear tyre, and as you can see, I've got the red warning flashing again, showing that I've got an issue. So I've got on the display here, I've got the tyre pressure showing. At the moment in the rear, I've got 27.3 psi, which is way lower than it should be. But all right, just to get me to Nigel's. Now I know, because I did a little experiment a couple of days ago, it takes a good hour for the tyre to go down, so Nigel's only about 10-minute ride away. So I should have enough air in the tyre to get me there. Just in case though, I always carry a puncture repair kit with me, you know, with those plugs and some of those little CO2 bottles. It's under the seat, so if I did suddenly lose a rapid amount of pressure, or that screw decided it was going to throw itself out, then I could do a roadside repair if I had to, although fingers crossed, I'm hoping it's not going to come to that. Anyway, next stop, Nigel's. Let's have a look at these new Roadtec tyres.
Right, so here I am in the throbbing heart of Nigel's administrative offices upstairs, and these are the tyres in question. These are the Metzeler Roadtec 01s. Now, these are quite clever tyres for a couple of reasons. Number one, they've got all the clever compounds, so they've got a harder compound in the middle than at the side, so that the middle doesn't wear out so quickly. And then the other thing is, you'll notice the front has got a completely different tread pattern to the rear, and what Metzeler have done with these is they've optimised the rear for weight bearing properties, they've optimised the front for grip. So clever stuff. Alright, let's get them on the bike. Lost the bloody cover that was on here. You know those horrible little
BMW wire wheels used to have spokes.
Splendido.
Okay, so there we go. There's another set of new boots on the big old BMW. A little bit more premature than I would have liked, ideally, but nonetheless, always nice to get a new set of tyres on. It's going to be interesting to see how these Metzeler Roadtecs go. The good news is I've got no red warning showing anymore, and the tyre pressure is showing me at 42.9 psi, which is perfect, and it's staying nice and steady. And so far the tyres feel absolutely lovely. Handling's beautiful on the bike. Need to get a few thousand miles under them, and then I'll give you a little report about how I've got on with them. Okay, so I hope that's been of some interest. Look forward to speaking to you next time. Until then, this has been the Missenden Flyer. Cheerio.